everybody, this is Garen Henneball. I am over at Lovin Elementary School, and I'm going to talk to you today about our aquaponics in the Archer cluster, specifically some things we're doing over here at Lovin. But before we get started, here is a little bit about it. This AgSTEM project is funded by the Gwinnett Soil and Water Conservation District and piloted in partnership with Mercer University's College of Education program. Program partners include UGA's Warnell College of Forestry and Natural Resources and Clark Atlanta University's Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurial Development. Before we get started, my name's Garen Henneball. I'm the K-5 STEM content specialist over at Lovin Elementary School, so I get to see all the kids, which is a lot of fun. And that's a picture of our aquaponics system, and all of the schools in the Archer cluster, Lovin Elementary, Cooper Elementary, Harbins Elementary, McConnell Middle School, and Archer High School have this system, and we're all working with it in different ways. However, everybody's been sharing such wonderful ideas with each other. Some of us might be doing lots of similar things. All right, so what have we been doing in our kindergarten? This summer, everybody, our STEM leads and our grade level STEM leads got together and they wrote really great lesson plans for each grade level. And kindergarten has been working on theirs. Their AKS are compare and contrast the basic needs of plants and animals and ask questions to compare and contrast the basic needs of plants and animals. So when they came to the aquaponics lab, they used the lab, the system, as a live phenomena. And they did notices, they talked about things that they could observe with their eyes, and then they asked questions, their wonders, and they amazed me with some of their questions because we talk about what are researchable questions and what are not. After that, when they got back to their classrooms, their teachers divided them into small groups and they researched some of the questions to discover the answers. Now in first grade, the AKS we focused on was I can ask questions and communicate information to compare and contrast the basic needs of plants and animals. And they also used the aquaponics system as a live phenomena, and they also did their notice and wonders. The first graders, we went outside and we looked at our steam garden and we compared our steam garden to our aquaponics system to our tower gardens. We have 9 tower gardens, so and every first grade class has one in their classroom, so they're very familiar with those. And we talked about the different things that each plant needed in each system to survive. So that was a lot of fun. They did such a great job. And then right now in second and third grade, we just finished up our introduction to aquaponics lesson. The second and third grade teachers will be implementing their lessons later on in the year. Second grade when they study life cycles, and third grade when they study habitats, and I think some with soil. And I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Shamley over at Harbins. She shared that interactive Google slideshow with us, and she's so technology savvy. So a big shout out to her. Thank you, Miss Shamley, for sharing that with us. I cannot take credit for that. And that's why we have the hashtag Better Together, because that's kind of what we do in the Archer cluster is we share things and support each other as much as possible. So kindergarten, first, second, and third have all been to the lab with lessons, and fourth and fifth, it has not gone in yet, but each Friday, the classes school-wide have the opportunity to sign up and come in the lab, and we collect our data. And this is what I use that Google slideshow for that Ms. Shamley made. We collect data on the temperature, the pH and the ammonia levels, the length and the weight of the fish, which the kids think is the most fun, the height of the plants. We feed the fish, clean and change the filters, and we add water if needed. So we've done this from kindergarten classes all the way up to fifth grade, and the kids love it, and the teachers are amazed with how many AKS we can actually hit just by doing this activity. All right, so the newest thing, we just had an opportunity actually yesterday that fell into our laps in the Archer cluster. Eric Stoker and I, he's from Archer, we went over to Grace New Hope Church, which is on the corner of Bramlett Shoals and New Hope Road. It's almost across the street from Lovin. And they have had this greenhouse sitting behind their church in this big field for the past 2 years, and it has sat there unused. As you can see, it's got solar panels. They are working. The batteries were fully charged. And behind that, there's I think it was 14 rain barrels that need to be hooked up. But here's the coolest thing. Let me go to the next slide. Inside, there is a fully built aquaponics system that has been sitting unused. So we counted the plant pods, and there's 3,264 pods where we can plant plants. Eric Stoker from the high school is hoping to go over and replace that pool where the fish go with he has a 1,000-gallon fish barrel that we would like to put there. So this is brand new. We don't even know what the plan is yet, but what we are hoping is that we can partner with Grace New Hope Church as a cluster to help get this aquaponics greenhouse up and running, and start thinking of some possibilities, whether it's a food bank or field trips with your kids over at your schools or whatever. First thing we need to do is, Eric, we're going to get some adults to come over, and we've got to fix it up so it's safe. There's a couple of things in there that need to be repaired, and make sure it's not leaking and things like that. And once it's ready to go, we're ready to get the kids in there and apply what they've learned with the smaller systems at their schools into a huge system. Now, the second part of that, one of the goals of the Archer cluster is to eventually have a farmer's market with all of our vegetables that we grow and even our fish. And the greenhouse is located in the middle of this huge field. And the master gardener over at Grace New Hope mentioned that they have always wanted to have a farmer's market out in the field. So we have a potential central location for our farmers market once we can get to that point. So that just fell in our laps yesterday, and we wanted to share it. And of course, we've got a long way to go with this part of it, but that's just some ideas and some things that we've been doing with our aquaponics system over at Lovin. And I'm sure you guys are doing incredible things at your school too. Thank you to everybody who's been sharing and sending pictures and lessons and all of that. So we really appreciate it. So bye from Lovin, and we hope to see everybody soon.